All right, so we just did the running back free agents. Now let's do the running back draft prospects. Wasting no time. Five guys I want to talk about. Let's get right to it. Beginning with the top back on the board, because why not? Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame is the top back on the board. Instant impact guy for a ton of teams. Not going to be surprised there. Going to be a top 10 pick most likely. Just an all around great player that needs very little introduction. If you've seen anything on college football the past year or two, you know just how talented this guy is. Speed and elusive are his MO. Great ball security as well. Fits into pretty much any scheme, but would truly thrive early on with an outside running scheme, I feel. He's able to be lined up anywhere on the field and be able to make plays from that spot, if it's out wide, if it's in the slot, out the backfield. You can be pretty confident you're going to be able to make a play with him as long as he gets the ball in space and gets the ball in general. The latest mock draft from Daniel Jeremiah has him going ninth, and I could definitely see him going higher depending on how the board falls. But definitely a top 10 pick is a very safe bet for someone like Jeremiah Love's caliber. Going to be a very interesting back to watch. A lot of hype surrounding him, very similar to Ashton Genty's hype. Obviously, they're not quite the same back, but at the end of the day, they're expected to make similar impact. Up next is Emmett Johnson out of Nebraska, a pretty solid all-around back that's not really being talked about too much, it seems, in this draft cycle. Pretty solid pure runner and a dual threat back, but don't ask him to do a whole lot in pass pro. He has a lot to work on in that regard. Has some pretty solid vision, tries too hard a bit to get that home run carry, it seems at times, tends to make too many cuts and make too many moves when going in open field. But again, he's trying to get that home run play, and it can work to a degree. Really good contact balance on him as well. Can fit into most schemes across the league. Going to be a potential steal, as most mock drafts have him go into a late day 2, early day 3 spot. And again, someone that's going to make an impact, going to be probably that running back 2 early on, maybe running back 2B to an extent. But when given a chance, is going to be able to become a truly great player, as the running back position tends to have a ton of those steal players in the day 2s and day 3s. He is a prime example of someone that can definitely be that. I'm excited to see what he can do. It was fun to watch him at Nebraska. But yeah, Emmett Johnson, again, late day 2, early day 3, you can see him going right around there. I'm pretty sure the latest mock draft that Field Yates put out has him going to Minnesota in around pick 80s range. Next is Nicholas Singleton out of Penn State. Had his chance to get some starter running back minutes this past year after spending most of the time being a kick returner during his time at Penn State. A high upside back that could explode onto the scene at some point in the season due to injuries. Again, there's a ton of running backs throughout the years that have had that same type of impact. Could be someone like that as well, especially because he is a solid receiving back that also has pretty good speed and elusiveness, can handle his own in pass pro as well. So he has some all around trades to him. Nothing that's like screams off the page, but someone that, given the right development, could definitely make an impact as that running back 2 or running back 1B for a team. Going to be able to make a roster easily early on, mainly because he has that returner history behind him. Going to be someone that's going to get a lot of reps early on in his career by being the punt and kick returner, especially with the importance of those spots being, as we just saw Rashid Shaheed make a massive impact in those spots for Seattle. Vision isn't the greatest, so early on going to be probably a more so out in space type of back, but that could definitely work for certain schemes. Definitely though, early day 3, probably mid day 3 is a solid spot. And someone that you kind of hoping develops into a running back 1B. If not, you have a pretty solid running back 2, or even and with a high upside return man as a fallback. Obviously, you don't want to spend too high of a pick on someone who's probably going to be a return man early, but if develops properly, could definitely be that running back 1B or running back 2 for a pretty solid running back duo. Next is Jaden Ott out of Oklahoma, but most people know him from his days at Cal Berkeley. Probably should have entered the draft last year, but instead decided to bet on himself, and it didn't really quite work out for him. Had a rough season at Oklahoma, but still has potential based off of his time at Cal. The 2023 season in particular for him was a great season, and it showcased what he does best. Solid contact balance, high level of vision, struggles a bit in pass pro, and runs high even when trying to hit holes on inside runs, but those are things that can definitely be worked on. Low risk, high reward day 3 type pick. His receiving ability is also up there with some of the other backs in this class. All around, Jaden Ott is someone that was talked about so much early on in his college career that that's probably going to carry him to being drafted at some point, and it's just going to allow a team to hook on to and see if they can develop him. Can definitely see him making an impact in the NFL at some point, though in his rookie season. Not quite sure. Really depends on how he tackles the offseason and how he tackles training camp. So I do expect Jaden Ott to be getting an opportunity at some point, again, in that day 3 type of pick role for a team looking at a potential steal at running back. The final back will be Jonah Coleman out of Washington, the de facto power back of this class. Small frame, excels at bouncing off defenders and being tough to bring down. Got the nickname of a wrecking ball for a reason over there at Washington. Reminds me a little bit of RJ Harvey, with just how the fact that they're tough to bring down out the backfield and bring down in space. So for again, two kind of different reasons, but both still have really good contact balance. Isn't the fastest, not the most explosive, or even has the skill as a receiver as others, but is a high upside for a short yardage back. You're gonna be drafting him early on to be drafting him and use him early on to be that third down and goal line back, and then trying to develop his skills in the other facets overall. Or maybe if you just want him to be a pure power back for your team, you can do that as well. Late day 2, early day 3, going to be the spot there for him, and I think it fits pretty nicely as the running back 2 for a team. Again, going to be that power back at least early on in his career. If he can develop into something more, maybe get some better hands on him, he could definitely evolve his game to just pass a third down and goal line back. But those short yardage conversions are very important again in the NFL. We've seen teams throughout the past few years trying to find ways to get that and get consistent with it. The teams that can't are the teams that struggle the most, it seems. So a team looking for just a way to try and fix those issues, Jonah Coleman could be the guy there. All right, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Those are just quickly 5 names of running backs in this year's NFL class. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'll see you all next time. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.